You mentioned in between your last album and your projects in the future, you had a son. What else is going on with Craig G in that time that you took off? Well, maybe a decade?
I
Or so?
was not even a decade. I
No.
would say probably like 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
Um, I was just chilling. You know, the person I was talking to earlier, like I previously mentioned, I was a child entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the time that I took off really have me adjust and be realistic about life and not have what most child entertainers are cursed with, where they're not told no or they think everything should come to them. Taking that time off was probably the best thing for me. Like, it was like something where when something doesn't go your way at a young age, you don't understand it, and if you just focus on it so much, it'll burn you out. So my point I was making was I didn't go to my prom, I didn't go to my graduation because I was on the road. I didn't get to do any of this stuff. So I started to enjoy going to the movies, going bowling, doing regular stuff.
Right.
You know, people think it's so glamorous. You're over here, you're visiting here. 9 times out of 10, you go to a place for one day and then you right back on a plane somewhere else. So I got into vacations too. I got into vacations. I'm going on a cruise November 3rd. And like I said, I get to go to these places. I've done a show in Tenerife, the Canary Islands in Spain. One of the most beautiful places I ever been to. Hotel was like a beach resort and everything. We landed at 11. It was an hour drive to the place. I had to go to sound check, had to go to radio station, had to come back, eat dinner, change my clothes, and I had to bring my luggage to the show to go right to the airport.
Wow.
So going on cruises and going to like these resorts is, to me, is like the best thing. Like I get to just unplug. And this is my first cruise, and I'm gonna tell you why I picked the cruise. The phones don't work. Only in certain places. So if you see this before then, between November 3rd and November 10th, I'm off the grid.
You've now found your groove back as far as recording. It seems that you're recording every 3 to 4 years, dropping a project.
I know it could be faster, but I like to live life before I work on music.
Right. When does Craig G know it's time to hit the studio and record?
I'm always in the studio recording. Always. I spend most of my days recording, whether it's recording for people's projects or my own stuff. Keeps you out of trouble. Keeps you out of shit. I'm just in the studio. That's it. And being that this is how I make a living, it's counterproductive for me to be anywhere else, if you ask me. So, I'm working on a new album now. I'm also working on a project with Knots, and I'll be completely honest, like, I have been so busy doing shows that I caught a terrible case of writer's block. And I'm just coming out of it right now. So, I would assume a new album would be out probably in the spring. Yeah.
Cool. Recently, you've been on the Juice Crew reunion tours?
Yeah.
How was that, getting back with your old crew?
Well, we see each other or speak to each other all the time, so it's not like... I tell you this, I love those shows because not all promoters, but with dealing with Kane and them, the accommodations and everything runs way smoother. Everything runs smoother.
Right.
And, you know, the shows are dope, but I'd hate to say it, promoters, it costs a couple of dollars to book all of us. And what they're not seeing in the short-sighted frame of mind is that you're paying what you may pay a top-tier artist, and you're looking at us, but you're getting, like, I don't know, 6, 7 different sets.
Right.
So, you know, we went to Europe, we've done quite a few of them, and we'll do more as the offers come in, but fortunately for all of us, we all still work separately. So,
what can we expect from you? You said you're working on a project. Any other projects you're working on?
I can't keep track of the stuff I got coming out, man. Like, you just have to, like, go online and look for it, man, because I just record constantly, man. That's you know, like I said, to me, it's better than standing in front of the stove all day.
Right.
It's better than being out in trouble doing some nonsense. So, you know, I watch sports, smoke weed, and go to the studio and smoke more weed and record.
Right.
So
You've been in the game for what, 30 years or
30 plus years.
You've
Yes.
seen it change from this to that to where we're at. What's your current stance on today's hip hop?
I don't have a stance on it. I used to have a very big stance on it, and I was ignoring the one thing that I grew up knowing and what most people from the hood know. I wasn't minding my goddamn business. That is not my business. They're not making music geared to me.
Right.
Do I like it? No. I don't like it for the simple fact that the messages are being portrayed. You know, there was always bad hip hop. There was always ignorant hip hop. But what's lost now is the Public Enemies, the X-Clans, even the De La Souls for that matter, where you weren't afraid to be yourself and not try to fit in. And that's probably my only problem with it. But this is America, man. Get your money, save your money, pay your taxes, and stop buying gaudy jewelry and buy some property. That's what I can tell you. And, you know, to me, why should I be talking about what some 17-year-old, 18-year-olds rapping about?
Right.
It's not my business. It really isn't. So I just feel like the business of hip-hop is what's ruining it. You know, in every other genre of music, people grow up with their music. Mm-hmm. Hip-hop has been labeled as something you're not allowed to grow up with. And it saddens me to see people my age dancing around to this new hip-hop like they have no other choices, because the business is geared to where a lot of great artists from my era that's still making music are not in the forefront. Like, you know, we're not trying to, you know, compete with anybody anymore. We just want you to know we're still working. Mm-hmm. Plus, it's completely different now. Like, everything's so sensitive. It's like second place trophies. Everyone's bragging about going gold, and you're selling 50,000 albums and having 1 million streams. Right. I got more respect for guys that actually sold 500,000 actual albums to go gold.
Right.